Your level of excitement and anticipation are increasing, while the list of things to do seem to grow longer daily. You are beginning to ask a lot of questions. There are a number of things that can be done to ease the transition from your life in La Crosse to your village to Texas. The earlier you can address your obligatory operations, the more time you will have for your personal agenda. The information we will provide to you tonight during this orientation will help address.
So scared.
Well, now you know how to do pre-departure orientation, so what's the first step?
Show up.
Sign it, that's the first step.
Yeah.
First step is to get your paperwork in order. So we always have to make sure we have everything on file, everything is in order. So we have taken the liberty of getting your paperwork in order. I would like to present to you a signature file for you to give to your provost. This is the brand new UNT branding, so you're the first one to get it.
Wow.
So now you can have your papers in order for your provost.
Wow.
See, this is so bad.
Oh, that's good.
So what's the second? I guess it's a template.
That's awesome.
So what's the second section?
The second section we can do is to complete the health emergency.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And you know I cannot do sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
No, you can't.
I am a nurse practitioner in, but I do have something to help prepare you for all the problems, all the headaches that you are going to encounter assuming a new job. I didn't know which way you would go, so we had seen number bags to understand which session you were in. So I got you one of each. I got you aspirin for the tension headaches that you will have in your new job. And if that doesn't work, alcohol will work. Get rid of the aspirin. And what is the third thing that we talk about?
Practical travel advice?
Practical travel advice. And we always stress to our students to be safe. No matter where they're going, they need to walk with them as though they know where they're going. And by all means, watch out for pickpockets. Because we cannot stress that enough. So, to fit in with the Texas crowd, in Walmart with a security chain, and it has a very easy, fastenable, I'll let you do Now we also stress safety when traveling, when you're using taxis, because even though you may know the language, you may get into the wrong taxi and be abducted. Be careful when you go on the trains, make sure that you watch what you have in your backpack so you don't lose anything, and watch out for the pickpockets and then don't get the chains. But Jason has a history of travel stories, primarily with the train. And he's going to be using the metro system to get to Denton, and I feel sorry for the passengers because they will never be on work on time again for the rest of their lives. So we have taken the liberty to find a couple of things for you. We found the train schedule for Texas, so that you know when the train is coming and what happens when you get on the train. And we also found you a very nice, user-friendly Trains for Dummies. Now, how to be aware of the appropriate action for every train issue that has ever been covered. And it covers topics like obstruction on the track, how on the track, to late departures and arrivals. So please use this as an easy reference when you're on it.
A train story? Well, let's just say that I take the train to Chicago twice a semester to drop off and pick up Spanish visas. And I've done that for 7 years, roughly, give or take. Either Kabir or Sandy has done it as well, but I've gone a lot of the times. Out of that, I would say 78% of the time it's always late, specifically when I get to Chicago. But the worst was when I came home from Chicago once. Anyone that takes the train knows that it arrives in La Crosse about 7:12 p.m. And we left Chicago at 7:15 p.m. And the worst part was that I was sitting on the train in the station for those 5.5 hours because they wouldn't tell us what was going on and they wouldn't let us off the train. So, needless to say, I don't have a lot of good luck with trains. But between that and other issues that happen in European trains, which are always on time,
They work with
if you
Jason.
can ever avoid riding a train with me, I highly suggest it.
It's because it's you, not the train, right?
Apparently so.
But you have some good taxi stories where you have to stop at ATM.
Oh, yeah. That was a very expensive taxi story. $400 taxi story.
But we heard from you again. We saw you again.
Which is the good part is that my experience in Peru when that happened is that it can happen to anybody. You always have to be cognizant of what you're doing. It's always a good idea to be on top of things. And be careful. You never know what can happen. And even if you are a seasoned traveler, you need to make sure that you are aware of your surroundings and what's going on.
And the fourth issue is to avoid stereotypes and to dress to blend in with the crowd. So we have taken the liberty to find something to help you to blend in with the Texas crowd. Yeah. I'll take a stereotype. We found a shirt we would like you to wear tonight that says, "Welcome to Texas, we eat Yankees." So would you please don So now, you notice that the cheddarheads, the northerners are putting on those cowboy hats so they blend in. We have taken it upon ourselves to buy you a cowboy hat. May you wear this in pride. Oh, wait!
Yeah, that's a big cowboy hat. Yeah.
No cowboy is dressed
I know.
without their belt. If people don't know that you are a native-born Texan with this belt, I don't know what's wrong.
Oh my God.
Hours of entertainment, we're stuck on the train. Would you please don?
Or in the parking lot.
The buckle goes in the front. We can swing a little bit, it's okay. Okay, Rob.
You
And you're very patriotic, you match in Texas flavor.
It's true, I do, yes.
Make it work.
Yeah, let me see. Show us how it tastes.
That's nice. And finally, at the end of the pre-departure, there's always a wrap. So we are giving you a vintage bag